Mental health crises can be utterly devastating, consuming every corner of a person's life with unrelenting darkness. The mind becomes a tormentor, where anxiety and depression twist thoughts into a suffocating labyrinth of fear, despair, and self-loathing. Relationships crumble as the ability to connect and find comfort in others disintegrates, leaving the individual isolated in their pain. Each day becomes a torturous struggle just to survive, with even the simplest tasks feeling like insurmountable challenges. The future, once filled with hope, now looms as a void of endless suffering. Physical health deteriorates rapidly. Sleep becomes either an escape or an unattainable reprieve, while chronic stress manifests in debilitating physical symptoms. The stigma and misunderstanding surrounding mental health issues often force people to suffer in silence, their cries for help unheard or dismissed. As the weight of these struggles becomes unbearable, the risk of catastrophic outcomes, including self-harm or suicide, looms large. The impact is not just profound, it is life-destroying, shattering the very essence of a person and leaving scars that may never heal. Sometimes one might find themselves thinking about the weight students carry, the expectations, the deadlines, and the constant need to stay on top of things. It's more than just studying or getting good grades. It's about navigating a complex web of pressures that come from all directions, family, society, and even from within. Then there are the new challenges. The way the world keeps changing, the expectation to adapt to new trends and commercial demands. It can feel like a constant race to keep up. But what happens when they can't keep up? When the pressure becomes too much? That's when focus falters, productivity declines, and pushing forward becomes a struggle. These are the issues that often go unspoken. Perhaps it's time to prioritize what truly matters. Not just grades or achievements, but overall well-being. There needs to be space where it's acceptable to take a step back to say, I need a moment to reassess. Because in the end, it's not just about what is accomplished, but how the journey is managed. Without caring for well-being, even the greatest success can lose its meaning. It's important to remember that it's okay to take a step back, to pause, to seek support when needed. Because maintaining well-being isn't just important, it's essential. By acknowledging this and making it a priority, there's a chance not just to survive, but to truly thrive. What is the biggest problem in mental health? Is it the struggle to open up, the challenge of trusting someone, or the fear of starting from the beginning, explaining everything again? These are the barriers people face. Opening up feels like exposing vulnerabilities. Trusting someone requires a leap of faith, and starting from the beginning can be exhausting and painful. The real issue lies in these barriers: fear of judgment, uncertainty of being understood, and the difficulty of sharing a difficult journey. The biggest challenge in mental health isn't just the condition itself, but the obstacles to seeking help. Overcoming these barriers is crucial for true support and healing. What drives a student to the brink of mental health struggles in post-secondary education, especially when studying in a different country? Academic pressure, cultural adjustment, homesickness, and financial stress all collide for international students. Add in language barriers and the fear of not meeting expectations, and it's clear why mental health struggles are so common. These challenges demand our attention and support. I'd like everyone to join me in a little thought experiment. Picture this. In our everyday lives, when we come up with an idea, we pour our energy into making it a reality. And once we've succeeded, what's the next step? We usually have to stand up in front of others and explain our work, right? But let me share something with you. This isn't 1924, it's 2024. Times have changed, and so have we. In fact, our project takes it a step further. It does the talking for us. Just a press of a button, that's all it takes.
Upayana.
Hello there, and my name is Angela. Angela with an X.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our presentation.
Futuristic, did you say? Well, buckle up because we're just getting started. There's a lot more to uncover as we dive deeper from here. Hello, everyone. I have the honor of representing Upayan and Angela's project, Alokito Teknologji. The machine you are seeing on the screen at this moment was indeed invented by these two dedicated individuals over the course of 4 grueling months. Months filled with sleepless nights, fueled by Red Bull, Monster, Celsius drinks, and the occasional meal from Chiba, the Japanese restaurant, just to name a few. And of course, all with 0 sugar, because they're health conscious. This is just the hardware representation. The real magic lies deep inside the core, which we are about to uncover very soon. Brace yourselves for the cinematic experience, because even our project likes to make an entrance. Lower Deck, House of Ionix and TrimiXPi. Upper Deck, House of ESP-32 Squad, Captain Spark, Lieutenant Link, Titan Link. Various other peripherals with cable management to the point where it can even resist heavy jittering. Indoor, use only. When my colleague and I started this project a year ago, we had a clear vision: to dedicate it to mental health. That's why the lower deck walls are engraved with this purpose in mind. When we think about mental health, we often picture the storms that rage within, unseen yet powerful. This artwork symbolizes that struggle. The children under the stormy tree represent the countless individuals, young and old, who find themselves weathering these emotional tempests. Our project is dedicated to shedding light on these battles, providing a space where those storms can be understood, navigated, and ultimately calmed. The engravings on this wall aren't just decorative. They are a reminder of the resilience it takes to stand firm in the face of mental challenges. This image holds a special place in my heart. It captures the countless hours these two individuals have spent together, even before their TPJ days. From the very beginning of their time at Seneca, this space has been a witness to all the assignments, projects, and discussions they've shared. Seneca's fashion department open space, depicted here, isn't just a room. It's a place etched in their memories, where significant life decisions were made and academic milestones were reached. This space will forever be remembered, going down in the books of history as a pivotal location where dreams were shaped and futures were forged. And to everyone who had to endure the late-night carving sounds from this project, our sincere apologies. A huge thank you to the cleaners and security guards for their constant assistance, and last but certainly not least, to the fashion department staff who graciously allowed these two Seneca individuals to work there, making this project possible. This image portrays a vivid representation of the emotional storms that often accompany mental health struggles. The characters depicted here, each with their unique expressions, seem to be weathering a shared storm, symbolized by the ominous clouds and rain overhead. The contrast between the sun trying to peek through and the storm clouds is striking. It illustrates the ongoing battle between hope and despair, light and darkness. In the context of mental health, this picture speaks to the reality that many individuals face, moments of brightness overshadowed by overwhelming challenges. The characters, with their varied emotional responses, reflect how mental health can affect people differently, yet bind them in a shared experience of navigating the storms of life. This imagery serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy, understanding, and support in addressing mental health. It shows that, while the clouds may gather, there is always a glimmer of hope on the horizon, and with the right support, that light can break through. This image radiates positivity and joy, depicting a bright sunny day with children happily playing under a smiling sun. The cheerful expressions on the characters' faces, the presence of butterflies, birds, and a kite soaring in the sky all contribute to an atmosphere of carefree happiness and togetherness. In the context of mental health, this picture symbolizes the importance of hope, happiness, and community. It reminds us that even after the darkest storms, there is the potential for light, joy, and renewal. The children's innocent joy and the vibrant, lively scene encourage us to seek out the moments of happiness in life, no matter how small, and to cherish the connections we share with others. This image serves as a visual representation of resilience and recovery in mental health. It portrays a world where, despite challenges, there is always space for healing, growth, and the return of brighter days. It's a hopeful reminder that with support and understanding, everyone has the capacity to find their own sunny day. Hello everyone. Let me walk you through what happens when we run our back-end code final.py on the Raspberry Pi 4 named Ionix. As soon as the script is executed, it starts the web server on two different ports. One port is dedicated to hosting the website, while the other port is used to host the audio file for capturing. This is all handled seamlessly using Python Flask. Check out Seneca Counseling's website. It's packed with valuable mental health resources and awareness topics. Click on the red button to book an appointment. You'll need to provide your name, email, and student ID to get started. Once you've filled in those details, you'll be directed to the non-disclosure agreement. This agreement is important, as it walks you through a general overview of how your private data will be handled, ensuring you understand the process. Please take your time to read through it carefully. When you're ready, press Next to proceed. Now on this page, click the Start button and be sure to allow the microphone from your browser. Record your speech, then press Submit. Once submitted, your job is done. Now, this server first confirms that the student data has been received from the second page, and the audio file is saved on the server in WAV format. Once the audio is saved, it's processed by our machine learning model. The model transcribes the audio and provides an initial analysis of the emotions. But we don't stop there. This output then passes through a secondary algorithm that refines the results, producing what we call filtered emotions. Finally, the server delivers the processed results back to the user, completing the analysis and providing valuable insights. This is the confirmation page. Now I can already hear some of you getting ready to debate and argue. Hey, Upai and Angela, this isn't a data science project. This is SEMET, the School of Engineering and Mechanical Engineering Technology. So, where's the hardware? I want to see some cool hardware stuff. Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. But heads up, we don't have 10 fancy proximity sensors that detect motion and do all kinds of flashy things. I can already see some of you are disappointed, and oh look, some have already left. Sorry about that. Actually, who am I kidding? Not sorry at all. But for those of you who stuck around, I've got something cool just for you.
Hello. Data has been released for student with first name, Upayan, last name, Chatterjee. Emotion data received. Primary emotions, anger, 11.77%. Fear, 37.61%. Joy, 27.48%. Sadness, 23.14%.
In the back end, data is stored and hosted at specific endpoints. Our ESP32 squads then retrieve this data, parsing it to the TFT display and speaker using a serial bus and DAC mechanism. This seamless integration ensures real-time updates and smooth operation. There are many small details we don't often consider worth mentioning, like the time it took us to get the TFT display running, which involved digging through some pretty obscure GitHub sources. Then there's parsing sound into these speakers from the ESP32, using a Class D amplifier and text-to-speech functionality. And let's not forget the complexity of parsing the right PWM and frequency to make the audio processing sound natural. That alone took us 3 days to figure out. These might sound like minor tasks, but let me tell you, each of these small things took us a good 7 to 10 days to get right. This is the interface that the receptionist or data analyst will be using. It contains student information along with a basic login and logout mechanism, all hosted on our second Raspberry Pi, TrimiXPi. Additionally, it has the capability to send emails to students to confirm their appointment bookings. Neurotox is our secondary algorithm that enhances our machine learning model. Starting with the basic 4 emotions, we've meticulously curated a set of 23 emotions. These are formed by combining the primary emotions based on their respective percentages. If one emotion hits a specific threshold and is paired with another, it indicates a higher likelihood of the person experiencing a particular mental condition. This allows for a more nuanced and accurate emotional analysis. This concludes the working demonstration of our back-end, front-end, and hardware showcase for Alokito Teknologji. The flowchart details the operation of Ionix, a system running on a Raspberry Pi 4, which serves as the main controller. Ionix is a comprehensive platform designed to host web servers, machine learning models, and algorithm hosting models, particularly Neurotox. The system begins with the initialization phase, where Ionix initializes Flask applications. This involves generating a secret key for security, configuring CORS, cross-origin resource sharing, to manage web interactions, and setting up logging for system monitoring and troubleshooting. Following the Flask setup, Ionix initializes key pipelines. The speech recognition pipeline is prepared to handle audio transcription, while the emotion classification pipeline is set up to analyze and categorize emotions from the transcribed speech. These pipelines form the backbone of Ionix's machine learning capabilities. Next, Ionix defines its routes, which control how the application interacts with users. These routes include rendering essential pages such as the home page, booking page, and recording page. The system also manages audio processing, where users can upload and process audio files, leading to emotion analysis. Once audio data is uploaded, Ionix performs a series of functions: transcribing audio, classifying emotions, and categorizing emotions. The results are then saved to a CSV file for further analysis and reporting. Ionix can also plot emotions, providing a visual representation of the data, and convert text back to speech if needed. In addition to processing and analysis, Ionix provides functionalities for retrieving various types of data. Users can access emotion data, basic information, the latest audio file, and specific files such as CSV and PNG files. At the core of its operation, Ionix runs both HTTPS and HTTP servers, ensuring secure and standard web communications. These servers are essential for hosting the web interface and interacting with users over the network. Ionix concludes its operations with a dual server setup. It starts the HTTPS server for secure communication and starts the HTTP server for standard non-secure interactions, ensuring comprehensive coverage for different user needs. This flowchart illustrates the complexity and versatility of Ionix. As the main controller running on Raspberry Pi 4, Ionix integrates web hosting, machine learning, and advanced algorithm management into a cohesive platform. This system is designed to be a powerful tool for emotion analysis, data processing, and secure web interactions, making it a crucial component in any advanced application suite. The flowchart details the operation of TrimiXPi, which runs on a Raspberry Pi 4. The system begins with the initialization phase, where TrimiXPi initializes the Flask application and sets up the database. It also sets a secret key for session management and security purposes. If the appointments table doesn't already exist, TrimiXPi creates it, ensuring that the necessary structure is in place for storing appointment data. Additionally, an audio path column is added to the table if it doesn't already exist, preparing the system to handle audio file paths. Next, TrimiXPi moves into the scheduler setup phase, where it schedules the task of fetching and storing data every 10 seconds. This scheduler runs in a background thread, allowing the system to continuously gather data from connected devices while performing other tasks. The system then defines key functions for various operations, such as fetching and storing data, fetching images and audio from Raspberry Pi 1 and running scheduled tasks. These functions are critical for TrimiXPi's interaction with external devices and its internal data management. Following the function definitions, TrimiXPi defines routes for its web interface. These routes control how the application handles user interactions, including rendering the login page, validating user credentials, and setting sessions. If the user successfully logs in, the system renders the home page, where various actions can be taken. TrimiXPi also supports operations such as logging out, fetching appointment details from the database, and rendering those details along with any associated images. The system includes a function to send emails, where it fetches appointment data, pre-fills the email form, and sends the email upon form submission. After sending an email, the system displays a confirmation message to the user. Finally, TrimiXPi runs the Flask server on port 5001, completing the setup and enabling the web interface for user interaction. The flowchart concludes with this step, indicating that the system is fully operational. This flowchart demonstrates TrimiXPi's comprehensive design, where every aspect of the system, from data fetching and storage to user interface management, is meticulously planned and integrated. Running on a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B, TrimiXPi is a powerful and flexible system capable of handling multiple tasks simultaneously while providing a user-friendly interface for managing appointments and interacting with connected devices. The flowchart details the operation of an ESP32-based system named Captain Spark. The process begins with the setup function, where Captain Spark establishes serial communication to interface with connected peripherals. It then connects to a Wi-Fi network, enabling essential data communication with external servers. Following this, Captain Spark initializes the DACs, LEDs, and buzzer, key components for audio and visual output. It also sets up the I2C protocol for communication with the OLED display, ensuring the display can effectively present system messages. After initializing these components, Captain Spark connects to Adafruit I/O, a cloud service for real-time data exchange. It fetches the initial brightness level, a crucial parameter for setting up the OLED display, and then displays a setup complete message, signaling the successful completion of the initialization process. Captain Spark then enters the loop function, where the core operations are executed. It continuously interacts with Adafruit I/O, fetching new data as needed. When audio data is retrieved, the system plays the audio and updates the OLED display with a playback message. If audio is actively playing, Captain Spark updates the OLED display in real time to reflect the ongoing playback, including displaying relevant animations. For brightness control, Captain Spark fetches the brightness level from Adafruit I/O and adjusts the OLED display accordingly, ensuring optimal visibility. Simultaneously, Captain Spark controls the LEDs based on audio sample values, providing synchronized visual feedback that enhances the user experience. Throughout the loop, Captain Spark maintains Wi-Fi connectivity, which is critical for continuous data exchange and system functionality. The process concludes with the display of a thank you message on the OLED after the audio playback, signaling the end of the operation. This flowchart represents a technically detailed and robust implementation on Captain Spark, where each component is meticulously managed to provide seamless interaction, real-time feedback, and consistent connectivity, all crucial for the system's overall performance. The flowchart outlines the operation of Lieutenant Link, starting with the setup function. Lieutenant Link begins by establishing serial communication to enable interaction between the microcontroller and its peripherals. Following this, it initializes the TFT display along with the SPI bus and backlight control pin, ensuring the visual output is ready for operation. Lieutenant Link then connects to Wi-Fi, which is essential for data communication with external servers. Once connected, it links up with Adafruit I/O, setting up feed handlers that manage the incoming and outgoing data streams. During this setup, Lieutenant Link prepares to fetch and display basic information, which is crucial for its subsequent operations. In the loop function, Lieutenant Link enters its primary operational phase. It continuously runs Adafruit I/O, handling real-time data processing. Lieutenant Link fetches basic information and displays it, updating the background color dynamically unless it is in accessibility mode. If accessibility mode is enabled, the system adjusts its display settings to meet the user's specific needs. One of the key tasks is fetching and sending basic information. Lieutenant Link retrieves data from the server, parses the JSON response, checks for any updates, and sends new data to TAG-O/IO if changes are detected. This ensures that the system always operates with the most current information. Lieutenant Link also manages display functions, such as running loading animations, updating the background color, and setting PWM brightness values, ensuring the user interface is both responsive and visually appealing. If accessibility mode is detected, Lieutenant Link updates the display to accommodate these requirements, providing an optimized user experience. The system also handles brightness settings by fetching the necessary data from Adafruit I/O and adjusting the display brightness based on real-time conditions. The flowchart concludes with the completion of these processes, bringing Lieutenant Link's operations to an orderly close. The flowchart provides a detailed operation of Titan Link, beginning with the setup function. Titan Link starts by establishing serial communication, which is essential for the microcontroller to interact with its peripherals. The next step involves connecting to Wi-Fi, ensuring that Titan Link can communicate with external servers and services, which is crucial for its data-driven operations. Following this, Titan Link initializes the DAC, digital to analog converter, a critical component for processing and playing audio. Additionally, the system initializes button pins and attaches interrupts, setting up the hardware interface that will allow the user to control the audio playback through physical inputs. After completing the setup, Titan Link moves to a checkpoint, where it checks whether the start button has been pressed. If the button is not pressed, the system remains in a waiting state, monitoring for user input. Once the button is pressed, TitanLink toggles the audio playback state, indicating the system is ready to either start or stop playing audio depending on its current state. TitanLink then enters the loop function, where it continuously monitors and manages the audio playback process. This function includes fetching and playing audio. The system first makes an HTTP request to retrieve the audio data. If the request is successful, TitanLink reads the audio data and begins playback, resetting the stop playback flag once the audio has stopped. During audio playback, the system plays the audio buffer and manages the timing with a delay for sample rate, ensuring the audio output is smooth and continuous. TitanLink also outputs the audio to the DAC channel, providing the final processed sound to the user. Throughout the process, TitanLink continuously checks the Wi-Fi status to ensure it remains connected, which is essential for maintaining the flow of data. If the system encounters any issues during the HTTP request, it redirects to a Wi-Fi status check to troubleshoot connectivity. The flowchart concludes with a placeholder for future add-ons, indicating that TitanLink is designed with scalability in mind, allowing for further enhancements and features to be integrated in the coming days. This flowchart showcases a meticulously planned system where TitanLink manages both hardware and software components to deliver a seamless audio experience, all while maintaining flexibility for future expansions. In this moment, the student finally takes a deep breath and uses the Alokito Teknologji model, now fully integrated with Seneca counseling and accessibility services. For so long, she hesitated, fearful of opening up to strangers. But now, she is no longer afraid. And you might ask, why? Because we've made a promise, an unwavering commitment to your complete data privacy. This isn't just a tool. It's a bridge to a place of understanding and safety. When you book your session using your voice on your own terms, you begin the journey with a sense of control. Imagine arriving at your counseling session, knowing you're not starting from scratch. You've already crossed the threshold of your comfort zone. Those who welcome you have already listened to your voice, your story, your emotions. They've given you the importance you've been missing. You're not just another face in the crowd. You've been heard. For the first time, someone is listening, truly listening, without judgment. That fear of opening up to a stranger, it begins to fade away. No longer are you burdened by the weight of introducing your pain, your struggles, because someone has already taken the time to understand. And in that, you find comfort. You're not alone in this journey. The Alokito Teknologji model was built to ensure that from the very first step, you feel supported, seen, and valued. When you sit down for that counseling session, you do so knowing your story has already been told, and someone has listened. This is more than just technology. This is the power of being heard. In the quiet moments of uncertainty, we found our purpose. It all began with an idea, a simple thought, to use our skills to create something that truly mattered. We poured our hearts into an ML model, designed not just to detect emotions, but to be a lifeline for those who felt unheard, unseen. This is more than just code. It's a promise that no student will walk this path alone, that they will be welcomed into a space where they are not just counseled, but heard, truly heard. Sometimes joy is found not in the grand achievements, but in the smallest victories. This laughter, this moment, is born from the realization that our work, our sleepless nights and endless lines of code have led to this. A student once bound by frustration and silence is now free, free to express, free to heal. The world, once black and white, bursts into color. This is what we worked for. This is the power of being heard. And in this moment, we celebrate. Not just the end of a project, but the beginning of change. But this journey wasn't just about the students. It was deeply personal, rooted in our own experiences, our own struggles with mental health. We've walked the same hallways, faced the same challenges, and felt the same pressures. Our vision was born out of a desire to create something we wished we had, a space where vulnerability is met with understanding, where every voice is valued. The satisfaction we feel now isn't just professional, it's profoundly personal. We've turned our pain into purpose, and in doing so, we've built something that will continue to give long after our work is done.
This project meant to me all my knowledge that I learned during the journey here at Seneca, and also all my hard working time that I spent with my partner to make this project a successful project for us during this academic year. Actually, in the beginning, when I thought about the idea, the project, everything that I'm gonna face during working on this project, I was seeing challenging, I was seeing failure, but also on the other side, I was seeing the success. And I thought this is a big step for me and will prepare me for the journey that I'll have after Seneca. And yeah, I'm really glad that I work on this project, and this project for me means all the lessons that I learned and a preparation for me what I'm gonna face after Seneca journey that I just finished. Using this project, I relate myself since I remember when I came in Canada, and it was so hard for me, this fast life, socializing with people and everything. And I got to know that counseling office is just right there, and we just can talk and express ourselves. And you know, the hardest part that I faced was like, I went there, I wanted an appointment, they say it will take time, and I was literally crying and having a hard time. I didn't have nobody to talk. And yeah, like it took me a week to get an appointment. I took the appointment and I needed another appointment, and they said we need to wait and wait. I was like, you know what? We really need a project. And when my partner came with the idea about this project, I was like, that's a great thing, because I was a student, I faced this issue, and I think this project has the best stakeholder here in Canada, and I think everybody will find themselves and to use it once a time, like, you know, everybody will find themselves to use it, especially the students, because we have a hard time, especially the international students, because we need to find ourselves here, and it's so hard. The lifestyle is so different, it's so fast, so stressful, and especially me as an engineering student, a girl, I faced it a hard time. And when I saw this project, I literally was feeling goosebumps, because I was like, hey, you just fixed one of my big issues that I face in Canada, the life that I had it here, and now I'm so grateful that we work on something that really means a lot for me and every student that will come here. So yeah. The project name, like actually the name of our projects, means to me a lot. It means to me actually the chapter of my life here in Canada. Because if you separate the words, the first word is Alokito and the second is technology. Which the second is my language, is from Albanian language, and the first language is my partner language. So it means a combination of two people for different country. When they work together, they put all the effort, all the time, and make these projects a successful achievement for them. So here in Canada, it was my first time seeing like diversity, like people for every country, and I was like, how this many countries can collaborate together? And it's so hard. We cannot understand each other. We came from different background. How this background can like collaborate together and be something successful? But when I came with the idea of this project, me and my partner discussed about it and we agreed, and that was an achievement for us. And when we were thinking about the name, I was like, we need something specific, right? We need something unique. So that unique thing means also diversity, means also collaboration, means also something that really represents us. So yeah, it's a unique name and I really like it, and I'm really grateful that we pulled that name, and yeah.
Well, what inspired me to do this project? That's a very interesting question, actually. I really was looking for something that can transform my views and my approach towards engineering in Seneca. I have been to the website, I have done some of my research work, which is in the Summit website, which is public. I didn't see anything which is really related directly to mental health in general. Mental health means a lot to me, to be very frank. A year ago, I was in one of my very lowest position in my life, and from there, I pulled myself together to where I am right now. So when I combine this mental approach with my career and my view towards engineering, I felt this is just the perfect position for me to take a step towards mental health and combine it with some kind of engineering project. So yeah, that was my first approach towards having a project, and TPJ of course was the best platform for these kind of views. So yeah. If you had asked me this question a few months back when I first started this project with my partner, my definitive answer would be to link this idea with Seneca's Counselling, existing counseling and accessibility learning website, because I feel the necessity of having these kind of projects, these kind of views coming from a student like myself, linked with present organization. And as I will be an alumni in some weeks, I feel having an idea and seeing it in real life getting implemented, it will be such a pleasure and honor, absolutely. But I also feel that to make it a success, apart from me and my partner, we need stakeholders like you guys who are watching this video right now. So yeah, if we get this support from you all, I think it will be definitely a possibility to have our model integrated to the existing website of Seneca's Counselling. Yeah. All right, so we have the same question for me. What does this name mean to me? Alokito Teknologji. It's two words. Alokito, the first word, is in Bengali, and technology is an Albanian word. So Alokito means lightning in English. So what this project name means is enlightening the technology. We are trying to enlighten the existing technology that Seneca has with our own approach. So I hope you get how we come up with this name.